Why today's housing market isn't headed for a crash. 67% of Americans say a housing market crash is imminent within the next 3 years. With all the talk in the media lately about shifts in the housing market, it makes sense why so many people feel this way. But there is really good news. Current data shows today's market is nothing like it was before the housing crash back in 2008. Back then, mortgage standards were less strict. During the lead up to the housing crisis, it was much easier to get a home loan than it is today. Banks were creating artificial demand by lowering lending standards and making it easy just about for anyone to qualify for a mortgage loan and refinance an existing one. As a result, lending institutions took a much greater risk in both the person and the mortgage product that was offered. That led to mass defaults, foreclosures, falling prices. Today, things are much different, and purchasers face a much higher standard for mortgage companies. This graph below uses data from the Mortgage Bankers Association to help tell this story. In this index, the higher the number, the easier it is to get a mortgage. The lower the number, the harder it is. This graph also shows just how different things are today compared to the spike in credit availability lending up to the crash. Tighter lending standards have helped prevent a situation that could lead to a wave of foreclosures like it did back in 2008. Foreclosure volume has declined a lot since the crash. Another difference is the number of homeowners that were facing foreclosure when the housing bubble burst. Foreclosure activity has been lower since the crash, largely because buyers today are more qualified and they're less likely to default on their loans. The graph below uses data from Adam to show the difference between last time and now. So even as foreclosures tick up, the total number is still very low. And on top of that, most experts don't expect foreclosures to go up drastically like they did following the crash of 2008. Bill McBride, founder of Calculated Risk, he explains it this way. The impact of a large increase in foreclosures that it had on home prices back then in 2008 and how it's unlikely this time. The bottom line is there will be an increase in foreclosures over the next year. You gotta remember, we're at record lows of foreclosures right now. But there will not be a huge wave of distressed sales that happened back following the housing bubble in 2008. So distressed sales during the housing bust led to cascading price declines, and that will not happen this time. The supply of homes for sale today is more limited. For historical context, there were too many homes for sale during the housing crisis, which many were short sales and foreclosures, and that caused the prices to fall dramatically. Supply has increased since the start of this year, but there's still a shortage of inventory available overall. Primarily, it's really due to the years of underbuilding homes. This graph below uses data from the National Association of Realtors to show how the month's supply of homes available now compares to the crash. Today, unsold inventory sits just at 2.7 months supply at the current sales rate, which is significantly lower than the last time in 2008. There just isn't enough inventory on the market for home prices to come crashing down like they did last time. Even though some overheated markets may experience slight declines. Bottom line, if recent headlines have you worried we're headed for another housing crash, the data above should help ease those fears. Expert insights and the most current data clearly show that today's market is nothing like it was last time. Remember that the news today, it's all about getting clicks, it's about getting links to their website, likes, all that on social media. It's not really about reporting the truth. If you have additional questions, please reach out to us at the Homes by Chris Harter real estate team. We'd be happy to answer any questions you may have. You can call or text 402-378-9462 or go to homesbychrisharter.com. We look forward to speaking with you. Have a wonderful day.